Hello and welcome to Magic and Musing. My name is Candace. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you've been hanging around me in my nook for a bit, then welcome back. Thank you to those that have subscribed to the space. And really appreciate all the support for the space. And I'm just having a blast, just having so much fun putting these out. So today we're just going to do a general energy check-in for the earth signs, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Whether this is your sun, moon, rising, whether it's in your chart somewhere, or whether you just resonate with the video or get drawn into watching the video, the title, whatever, there's a message here for you. This is timeless. I do speak to the planetary configurations if it so pops in, like if it comes into awareness. But yeah, these are just general check-ins, reflections, contemplations, and so it's not going to resonate with every single earth sign out there, of course. Okay, let us I'm just doing this interesting thing on my table here, which is kind of interesting because earth signs are pretty grounded signs, and I'm specifically being drawn to Taurus for some reason, because Taurians operate in the world with their senses, and that was a very sensory thing that I just did there. So, and Virgo is also coming to mind, like that perfectionism, that tidying up type of energy. So I just want to say first off that the energy is feeling very, very grounded. It's very feeling very neutral, like chilled a little bit. Prior to starting, I was playing music, and I wasn't sure which, although now I'm getting a little bit like everything is annoying me. I was playing music prior to this, just catching up with friends and family, and yeah, just feeling in a good vibe. And even just sitting down now, I'm just feeling quite chilled already, which is a little different story to the air and fire signs read that was done previously. So it'll be interesting to see what comes through, but I'm just enjoying the stillness of this, and not very surprised. I mean, we're talking earth signs here, so naturally very grounded signs, until the humanness, the ego kicks in, hearing a bit of noise in the kitchen. I think it's my fridge, the fridge icebox. And of course, I get a Marian icebox playing in the mind. Does anyone else do that when you say, or have friends that do that, where you say a word or a phrase, then all of a sudden that song pops in your head? That happens all the time. So whether it has any kind of relevance to this read, I don't know, but I will actually make a note of that Omarian icebox. I've got that icebox where my heart used to be. We are not a singer. We do not sing. Okay. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Welcome to my world, guys. Okay, let's slow down and tune in and open up this motherfucking space. And just chill here for a moment. Just check in with how we're feeling, with what's going on. Just being present here now. I'm sorry, there's some type of agitation on the left-hand side. So just bringing awareness to that. Just checking in with your breath, like not Don't mind me. Leo rising coming out to play. So just chilling, just being here. Taking some deep breaths if you feel the need to do so. Taking a couple more deep breaths if you need, and just bringing your awareness back to the space. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I need to prolong that process, prolong that somatic practice, because it's feeling, apart from the eye agitation, which started roughly before I did the read, before setting up for this, before I even knew I was doing the the earth signs, there was that agitation. So just bringing to mind feminine energy, eyes. I might look that up before we get started, see if that has any context to this read. Eyes. So the book that I keep referring to, if anyone's wondering, is The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal. Okay, left eye. Left eye, Lopez. Left eye, difficulty visualizing good things in your life, seeing only the negative or challenging parts of your existence, experiencing a lack of joy, fun, and creativity, believing that life is chaotic, hard, challenging, and full of struggles, and seeking proof of this, focusing on pain, lack, and limitation, losing trust that life will provide for you by buying into fear, stress, and worry. I hope this is not you, but we shall see what is coming up. Okay. Okay, let's see. What do we want to use? Which one's that? This one? Getting drawn to do this one, which is interesting because I don't usually open up with a numerology deck. So it's a bit interesting. I'll just pull. I don't think there's anything wrong with my eye physically. It's just burning. Okay. Let's see what is going on for the earth signs. Okay, we've got time out. What else? What else do we need to see for our earth signs? Health. Forgiveness. Self-discipline. So we've got time out, health, forgiveness. Bottom of the deck, we've got self-discipline. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. There might be some energy forms, let's call them. There might be some energetic forms in the air. Earth collective. I don't know if the air signs reading might be might stick out to you, or there might be something in the air sign collective reading. Or you might have air in your chart, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. I will make a note of that. Yeah, I can see how that might correlate to those messages. So it's about self-doubt and narratives and things that are playing out in a work environment. But this one's speaking of health. So for some, there's just very mindful of how things are worded. You might be in a space, and when I say you, I'm just referring to the collective. It's just easier. You might feel or be in a space of needing a timeout because something has taken, something is influencing your health in a way, whether this is your physical health or your mental or emotional health is going to look differently for everybody, right? But there is definitely a break and some type of self-discipline that's required. So perhaps, I mean, I will get clarity with the tarot, but perhaps if it's not external influences, then just being mindful of, you know, what you're consuming, or what you're just being mindful of what your current health is, or where your current health is, I should say, or where the health of the body is currently. There may be some that have actually started this process. I'm hearing Virgo season, so maybe started this process of really looking into your health and taking better care of your health, whether it be mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, even for some. We also do have forgiveness, so that could be speaking to a possible situation outside of yourself or even within. You know, sometimes we're so hard on ourselves that we can create. Just hearing some stuff. What's going on? We can create I'm hearing blockages, but I don't know if I resonate with that, or the ego. What the fuck is going on? I'm telling you, these elemental readings have been very interesting. So I'm just gonna take bloody time and work through these processes that are happening. A lot happens in the body, and so that gets translated or perceived in a way and spoken to. So physically, there's not much going on apart from the eye. So for some earth signs, this might actually be mental, emotional, spiritual. Some type of forgiveness is required, whether that's, you know, forgiving yourself for something, or forgiving others. And this came up in another reading. Forgiveness. It was either the air or the fire, but it was a recent one. So we perceive forgiveness to be a certain way. We perceive forgiveness as in you just forgive someone and everything's forgotten. That's not I mean, that's not my perception of forgiveness. I perceive it in the way where it's something you do for yourself. It's something to help you heal on from a situation. It doesn't mean you forget what was done or dismiss it or bypass that whole experience. It's just a way for you to bring yourself to a point of acceptance of that thing happened. What can I learn from it? And how can I heal from it? Like, what can I unlearn even in most cases? Because sometimes situations are brought into our life to teach us or to help us unlearn from certain types of programming or belief systems that are so deeply embedded that it takes something physical to manifest to actually I'm hearing the word trigger, but that's not what's really wanting to be said. It's more like I was literally saying these words today, so why is it not coming to, well, because it's not meant to be said, but yeah, it's like a interesting. Okay, just gonna leave it there. But yeah, so forgiveness is not about forgetting necessarily, or basically, so if it's to do with someone else needing, forgiving someone else, it's not to say that you accept whatever they've done or their behavior or whatever it is. It's more of just coming to terms with it within yourself, which is a very, very courageous and healing process, depending on what it is that you're dealing with. So it's my understanding from a conceptual space of, the concepts of somatics, the concept of this body, the concept of how the body holds on to emotions and experiences. There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score. I think it's Bessel. I forget the name of the dude. But how the body can create, like manifest, or how things are manifested through the body because of emotions, because of thoughts and feelings and trauma. So whatever this is, there may be a need to even look at or really sit with that process of healing whatever that is, healing whatever this is around, this idea of forgiveness, whether it's friends, family, work colleagues, doesn't matter. And it's, forgiveness is quite a broad term, right? It's a very concepty concept. Welcome to my space where I use words that don't exist. So it's a very broad term for a, how does this want to be expressed? Fucking interesting. Okay, one moment. Let me pull out this card. It's a very broad term to express a process that can take a very long time to work through. It's called a process for a reason, right? Healing is a process. It's not something that you just magically can get rid of. So whatever forgiveness, the concept of forgiveness looks like for you, whatever healing needs to be contemplated right now or worked through, it's going to affect your health in one way or the other, whether you're working through those traumas, working through the, I don't know why I'm hearing mental gymnastics again. For some, it might be thought processes like overthinking certain situations. Do watch the air sign reading, because I think that was spoken to in that reading. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to find this card. So when I did the pre-shuffle, or when I started this video, I used a deck that I didn't even like ponder on. I just pulled it, and a card that came out from that deck was the Chiron Heal. So that is about healing. It's about, well, how about I read it to you? Let's see. I don't want to read the whole thing. Just want to read something that might okay, let's just read the action part, like something that you can do actively. Find purpose in your problems. Hard-earned wisdom is now relevant and needed. You don't have to assign causality. You may never know why you went through a difficult time, but you can put what you've learned from it to good use. Even if you never quite heal in this place of karmic tenderness, you have the wisdom to pass on once you metabolize the information. The situation may feel familiar, but if you can't remember a story to go with it, it may be left over from a past life, a chapter review of what your soul already knows. If an old pain is triggered, have compassion for yourself. You are more than your troubles. It does go on, and there's a whole lot of other stuff, but essentially, this is speaking to actually, you know, being disciplined enough to sit in this. This is very, very similar to the air sign reading, just different concepts and different cards. So yeah, it's about being disciplined enough to sit in your shit, basically, to sit in the things that are very uncomfortable. But also I'm hearing, and it's interesting that the Virgo came through before, because in this deck, the title is Digest, and that came up in the air sign reading. So there's this need to actually just be with what is, to be with these challenges, these triggers, whatever this is that you're needing or wanting, or, you know, around this concept of forgiveness. Giving it space. And I don't mean necessarily a space from it. I mean, allow it to allow yourself to be with it, you know, because there's this thing called bypassing that we do as human beings, where we can, if something's difficult, we just skim over it. We don't actually work through it. So for example, we will do things that feel good in the moment, like listen to music, or go and have, you know, a piece of chocolate, or we'll do our meditation and go exercise. We'll do all the things that make us feel good, but we'll do it to bypass feeling those feelings. And, you know, it's not spoken about a lot in the, let's call it the spiritual community. I mean, Bypassing is spoken about a little bit. But whether people actually understand what that process looks like is another story, because we can, and I've seen this a lot, well, have experienced this, have done this too myself, you know, like I used to say that, you know, to get out of your funk, do this to get out of your funk. And it's like, yeah, fair enough, but if you keep doing things that get you out of your funk or take you away from parts of yourself that actually need to be seen, that need to be acknowledged, that is bypassing. You're completely just negating any shadow work that needs to be done. And shadow work is a very broad term, but it can speak to, I just simply call it sitting in your shit, you know, processing unprocessed emotions, which is what trauma is the inability to process something difficult at that time or over a period of time. So yeah, where's this going? But yeah, there's a need to say, try to not use something as like taking a break or taking space or taking a time out to bypass things that need to actually be dealt with. Because what's going to happen? Oh my God, air sign fucking read. It's going to repeat itself. It's going to manifest itself in a different way for you to actually go, oh, wait, this really actually needs to be tended to. It's like if someone, it's like if you hurt yourself really badly. Yeah, you hurt yourself really badly, and you just, like, say for example, you've got a deep cut to your leg or something like that, like a really, not a superficial cut, a deep cut, and you just slap a band-aid on it. Like, it might fix the problem temporarily, but it's not going to address the deeper tissues, you know. It might, you know, maybe prevent it from bleeding out, or like bleeding, or from getting infected, but is it going to help heal the deep tissue that's been disturbed? No. So it's kind of the same principle, you know. Sometimes we really just need to sit in our shit. Easier said than done. I don't think humanity has been prepared for this. We've actually been programmed to disengage from our shadow and treat it as this evil entity, you know, which it's not. Our shadow are the parts of us that we need to integrate, because it is a part of us. It's not evil, it's not bad, it's just part of our human experience, right? Whew, we are getting very deep, and we're going very far away. Well, we're still talking about the topic, but anyway. Okay, what do we need? Let's get some information. Let's see what wants to come through the tarot. Current obstacle. Show us what we need to see in regards to this situation, in regards to this energy. Oh, I love that slap. It's a little slap. If you don't get my humor now, that's okay. Okay, let's see. What is the current energy? Obstacle solution. Okay, okay. Curious. So in current energy, we have the Nine of Pentacles in the shadow, in the reverse. So there's a sense that things have not there's something that you're not able to enjoy at this time. Like there's something that you might be waiting for, something that's not manifested in a way. I will get some clarity on that, but yeah, when it shows up in the shadow, it's speaking to how does this want to be expressed in this context? You may be showing up in a way that's not why that word? That's not quite accurate. Like you might be showing up in a way where you're not being yourself, or you're how do I say this very tenderly? Showing up in a way where you're pretending that everything is okay, that you're good, all is well, you're happy, good vibes, you know, but it's not, it might not be exactly how things are playing out. I will get some clarity with another card. I might actually switch decks too. This could also speak to being in a space where you've got everything that you've manifested, or got everything that you wanted, but still feel like something's missing. Yeah, interesting. I said I was going to switch decks, so I will do that. Get some clarity on this Nine of Pentacles. For some, you might be working too hard, so this might be what is taking a toll. I'm projecting that it's taking a toll, just because the health card here is showing up, but it is showing up with the timeout. So when the Nine of Pentacles shows up in the upright, it can be like, you know, enjoying what is like reaping the rewards of the hard work that you've put in, or enjoying the rewards, like just sitting back and enjoying it. When it's showing up in the shadow, it can mean either you're working too hard, and not seeing the rewards, or not seeing it being manifested as well. And, you know, perhaps this is showing up in your health, like you've been working too hard for some. But then for others, well, actually, let's get clarity on that before I say any more. Okay, clarify Nine of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Yeah, so this could speak to just being, two ways this could go, based on the cards that are here. Either if this is a work situation, there's been a lot of ideas, there's been a lot of inspiration, there's been a lot of like creative things, like lots of mental stimulation, like ideas and things that that are happening. Sometimes like learning skills, or higher learning more. And so perhaps this is a situation where you've put in a lot of time, you've put in a lot of ideas, and you know, it can speak to this like a thirst for knowledge, like a curiosity, and putting in some work, learning new things, ideas. And yeah, perhaps because of this, like you're expecting or was hoping that it would manifest in a certain way, and it hasn't. And then the other story could be if it's not to do with your work, it could be about, you know, receiving a message of some sort, because Page of Swords can be messages, or pages can be messengers. Yep. Perhaps you've learned something, you've learned a truth, or something was revealed to you that yeah, they just put you in a little bit of a funk. Okay. In the obstacles, we've got the Chariot and we've got Temperance. Patience is required here, because with the Chariot showing up in the reverse, this could be speaking to not having motivation, or just not actually having not having self-discipline, right? So and for some, there might be a need for moderation, perhaps where there's an energy of overindulging with the Temperance card as well. So we've got Cancerian energy here, Scorpio energy, not Scorpio energy, Cancerian and Sagittarius. Yeah, so what might prevent you from moving past whatever this is patience, is having the self-discipline to, I might actually get another card on that. What are we needing discipline on? No shit. So, no. What the heck? What the heck is this? So, okay, a whole shit ton of cards fell out. I'm going to show them to you in the way that it's fallen out, okay? We've got the Chariot here in reverse. I'm literally talking about the Chariot in the shadow for the obstacle. We've got the Temperance right next to it. Hello. Yes, the Temperance is in the right side, but these cards came out together and these cards came out together. So, yeah, we're needing patience. We need to make sure that we are balanced in our energies. Balancing with the two balancing polarities. What is this polarity about? But then we've got Page of Cups, and we've got Page of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I'm not going to take that, but those there, far out. So yeah, this is definitely speaking to, it's like reiterating, reconfirming patience and discipline, self-discipline. Like self-discipline has pretty much come out 3 times here. Give me one more for Ten of Cups. So Ten of Cups is like happy days, within reason, right? Like we're not going to be all happy vibes all the time, but this is speaking to a like situation where things are feeling fulfilled, they're feeling content, you're feeling happy. So self-discipline is required for this to happen. So you know how I said at the start, you're sitting like wondering why this thing hasn't manifested, why it's taking so long. Yeah, I'm also seeing that this is required, this patience and this moderation, and the self-discipline is required for your health as well. So healing, there's a big emphasis on healing, on just being patient. I'm seeing in this Temperance card, we've got the, I don't know if you can see that. If you can see that at all. It's like the representation of the chakra system. So some might need to just chill out and meditate. But yeah, very interesting energies, these two. Like I've just got them both in the upright, but you can see there's something about polarity here. It could be speaking to even masculine and feminine, because I did put it back, but oh, where is it now? Seeing the Emperor again. Where is it? It was the Queen and King of Cups. They both had come out together. So this could be about a relationship, or it could be about a work partnership. Doesn't have to be. But Six of Pentacles showed up, and that's about reciprocal energy. So something speaking of reciprocal energy. We also had the Ten of Pentacles show up, and that's about, again, fulfillment, happiness, abundance. There's a lot going on here, but at the core of it, it's the same message, right? It's about it's focusing on yourself. Focusing on yourself for now, focusing on your health, focusing on your healing. Okay, let's move on from that. We've also got, there might be an older person involved. This might be a boss type figure or authority figure, with the Emperor showing up here. It actually showed up twice. If not, this is just someone that's older than you. Or there's just a need to step into your authority, step into Emperor mode. Step into a space of leadership. And it doesn't necessarily mean like in a business or work situation. It can just speak to being your own authority, like being your own inner authority. We've had Two of Swords and the Death card show up in the in the shadows. So this could speak of not making decisions about something, like really sitting on the decisions and avoiding change. I'll show you the cards. So Two of Swords and the Death card. This is probably one of my favorite card, like depictions of the Death card. It's Metamorphosis. It did come out in the shadow though, so this can speak to resistance in healing, resistance in change, because it speaks of death and rebirth. So we could be clinging on to old thoughts or old beliefs, or the past. Could be a fear of change. Yeah, so when the Emperor shows up, that's about just standing in your power, standing in your authority, and, you know, taking action. So there might be a decision here that needs to be made, and that I feel like that decision is to actually just be with the stuff that's not, to be with the things that are going to create change in your life, but might not be easy. So we're talking about this. Maybe this is, if this is something that, where you were perhaps at fault, you know, take action with, oh, sorry, where is it? Take action with saying, you know, that was kind of not cool. I'm sorry, or, you know, whatever. At least opening up the conversation, opening up some type of conversation. Or even just, this could speak to if you're dealing with someone, saying, you know, this is taking your health into consideration and going, this is affecting my health. I need to, you know, put some boundaries down, or just speak up and say, this is actually really affected me in a way. Whether this be work, you know, if you say for example, this is a work situation where you've put a lot of effort into something, you haven't seen the benefits of it, and you're like, okay, boss man, boss lady, boss person, I've you know, what's the go? Not in that way, like not a lot of people speak like me, but it's just like opening up a conversation around you know, just speaking up about it. If that is something that you've been pondering, if that is something that you've been contemplating and or having like difficulty, what is that word? I need to, anyway, that's a me problem. This is a word that keeps fluttering in and out, and I like it, and anyway, whatever. So, the gist of this, if I'm piecing this all together, right, there's a situation that it has created some sort of anguish. I'll use the word anguish because we're not quite sure if it's a work or love related thing. I'm not really getting that piece, but it could speak for some people. Some kind of situation where it's compromising your health to some point, because Temperance in the shadow, which is how I see it when I do an obstacle one, can speak of being aware of your health, some health issues. So whatever this is, some self-discipline is required, as in like maybe taking time out to take care of yourself or put some boundaries down with the Emperor here. Moderation might be needed. So if it's not like external stress, if it's like a problem with consumption of some sort, with the Temperance here twice, if it's a problem with over being, you know, overindulging and it's affecting your health because this, whatever the situation has caused a lot of stress, you know, Emotional Eaters Anonymous previously. There's just a need to be mindful with how that the decisions you're making or the things that you're indulging in, how that's affecting your health, whether that be actual physical things, you know, or external things. Then, oh my gosh, it's, I keep using this word discombobulated. I don't think it exists. It makes no sense. It seems very discombobulated, and it probably is from a mental perspective, which is probably why I'm feeling like I'm picking that up. But the core is the same. Take time out. Be aware of how the situation is affecting your health. Make a decision. But take your time. Take your time to be with whatever this is. Take your time to actually sit in that space of healing and contemplate things before you make a decision, you know, or what was thought before was, you know, if it's a work-related thing or even personal, say for example you're wanting to cut someone off or leave a job or whatever, there's this need to make a decision because it's there's also a need to say that the Two of Swords in the shadow can speak to a decision's been made, because even though you've not made a decision. So that this decision that you've made is to be in this space of not changing because it's too comfortable there. And that's okay too. That is okay too. But with the Emperor showing up, it's like, be your own authority. Only you know what is right for you. Only you know what the right step forward is. But I'm very curious about these polarities. This, I mean, maybe this is speaking about like decision as well, with the twos here. Let's get another one. Just gonna get another card, because we did get 10 of Cups, but that's not, I don't know. Very interesting. Okay. Clarify 10 of Cups to clarify the Temperance and Chariot. Okay, so this is like an energy of very much not knowing which way to go, because the Hanged Man came up, but it came out on the side. So it's like you want to be happy, you want to feel, you know, fulfilled and everything, but you're scared, you're afraid to make the wrong decision. at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter which decision you make. It's all going to play out the way it's going to play out. And there needs to be some perspective. Some perspective is required, and to do that, perhaps you need to take a time out and pull yourself out of the situation in whichever way that looks like. For some, you might need to speak out. For some, you might need to forgive, whether that's yourself or others. For some, you might need to just like take a break. And for others, you might need to go within. Or do whatever it is that you do to connect to source. Whether that's meditating, whether that's whatever that is. Yeah, there's so many different things. This requires a lot of space, because if not, then you're going to be in the space that I'm sensing right now. It's just this like discombobulation. Freaking air sign read. Do watch that. There may be some relevance there for you. Yeah, there's the sense that it's out of your reach, and really it's not. It's within you. You just need a perspective shift. That's it. That's it. You just need a perspective shift, because actually, let's get another one. We've got the World. Yeah, the World. The Hierophant in the reverse, and the Devil. So there's some type of there's a completion, there's an ending. This needs to end. There's a lesson here, there's some kind of lesson here. You may, for some, need to go against the grain, like go against conformity, however that plays out for you. This is a teachable moment, and you need to release beliefs around this, because freaking air sign reading. There may have been some beliefs that you've created, or attachments to certain narratives that have been created, that is keeping you stuck in this. It's just like the stuckness. So that came out like that. That came out like that. Yeah. Balance is required, big time. There's a lot of twos showing up here, or not two cards, but I'm just noticing this aspect, this duality. Yeah, like you're going back and forth between, do I speak up? Do I put boundaries down, or do I just keep it to myself and just deal with it? Only you know what the answer is, Emperor. Only you know what that is. But what needs to be said is keep your health in mind, because it's your health. I say to people sometimes, like, your health, if you don't have your health, you know, what do we have? Whether that's mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, doesn't matter. There's an unbalanced energy here. And the thing of it is it can be changed. by the power of a decision that you're resisting. And I say that with so much love and respect, because I fucking know what that's like. I so know what that's like. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay. Let's, I want to use, actually, let's get this one. Let's get this one. Let's get the healing deck out. So yeah, for some, you may need to pull yourself out. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're not able to make a decision, give yourself some space. Take some time out. Get a like eagle's eye perspective. Interesting, because it's Scorpio season, and Scorpio is represented by the scorpion, but also the eagle. So there's that duality, right, of being high above, seeing from above, but also understanding the deep unconscious, subconscious layers of our existence. So we've literally today, as I said, just speak to the aspects. Today's the 23rd of October, so this is the start of Scorpio season. So even though this is not Scorpio's read, Death card, yeah, there's this energy of either going from this perspective of a bird's eye view and overseeing everything, i.e. taking a step back, or deep diving into the unconscious layers of your being and really sitting with whatever this is. I hope this is all making sense. I know it seems so like here, there, and everywhere. That's kind of the energy. It's literally like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I get that. I get that, and I have so much compassion. The only constant is change. You know, the only constant is change. So either way. All right, let's get some healing. Damn, that slapped. Some healing mantra messages. What do our earth signs need to know? Or what can we do? Okay. Did I not say this at the start? Like, usually earth signs are very grounded, but when the mind or the ego or the shadow comes in, it can take them out of that space, grounding your energy. It is safe to be in my body. I don't know if I resonate with that part, but this for sure, because we're detaching from body. Anyway, long story short, I won't speak to it about anymore. But there's a need to ground yourself, whether it's, I said it before, meditation or whatever practices you need. Dissolving judgments. Interesting. Perspective shift. I don't have to like the actions of others in order to love my journey. So this can speak to that forgiveness. You're not you're not saying it's okay. I'm saying if this is, you know, if this energy is on you, but I try to speak to both aspects. You know, if it's you that needs forgiveness or it's the other person that needs to forgive. Deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in my way. Yep, we spoke to that. This, you know, creating these narratives about whatever this is. So do check out the air sign reading. I do feel like that is quite relevant here, particularly pertaining to narratives that are being expressed or not expressed, or just on like a loop. But yeah, Strongly feel like just getting back into your own space, getting back into grounding. Okay, my friends. I hope that made sense. It did feel very kind of all over the place. And yeah, it was. It is. And I do have a lot of compassion, but you're going to be quite okay. Nothing that isn't for you. What is that saying? I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Now I'm getting confused myself. Okay. Take some time out. Reflect. Heal what needs to be healed. I know it's easier said than done, but really do sit in your shit, especially if it's coming out now, Scorpio season, right? If this is when you're watching this, make sure you do moderate, take care of your health, slow down, self-discipline, and be in your own energy. Be your own authority. Take your power back. Take your proverbial power back. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I will catch up with you in the next video. I don't know. What a wonky situation. And I'm just speaking of like interpreting all of this, you know. But it's just speaking to the energy. So how about we take a deep breath together before I let you go? You have got this. You have so got this. Yeah? Okay, my friends. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. Or if it didn't. If you're just like, you're just talking a bunch of gobbledygook. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.